All right, hello. Look, I gotta fix my little afro. It was a little too flat for me. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. I got my notes, of course, There we go. Thank you. Hey. Okay, sorry. It's apparently I had poor connection, so I'm not sure why that happened. But hey y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. So, today I'm gonna be talking about just different questions that I've had. So last week and I think the beginning of this week, I asked for people to send me questions about just their hair questions in general and things that they wanted to know. So I have a few questions here. I think I have like 6 or 7 questions, and then I have some announcements that I'm gonna make for the hair highline. So, all right, so my first question that I received was, how often should I do a hot oil treatment? So on my most recent blog post, Just a Spoonful of Sugar, I gave like different recipes that you could use for hot oil treatments and how sugar can help cleanse your scalp. But a hot oil treatment is done at however often you think you need it. So a hot oil treatment's purpose is to moisturize the scalp and to make sure that that is providing nourishment to the scalp, and it goes deeper beyond just the surface of the scalp. So it goes into the hair follicles. So as often as you feel like you need a hot oil treatment, you can do it. You can do it once a week if you want to. You can do it every couple weeks. I would recommend that you do not do it more than once a week, though, because more than once a week is probably going to be a little bit too much moisture and probably going to be a little bit too much oil on the scalp. And especially if you are, make sure that when you are doing your hot oil treatments that you are using a non-comedogenic hair oil or just oil in general, meaning you are using an oil that will not clog your pores. So something like jojoba oil, grapeseed oil, argan oil, those kind of oils are non-pore clogging oils. Olive oil most times is also not pore clogging. So make sure that you are using those kind of oils to do your hot oil treatment, and you can do them as often as you like. You can also, when you do the hot oil treatment, although it's primarily just for the scalp, you can always run some of that oil through the ends of your hair to moisturize the hair also and help seal that cuticle. So another question that I had was, I have a spot in my hair that won't grow back. What should I do? I have tried everything, cutting it and moisturizing. All right, so it's kind of hit or miss when you're trying to figure out why hair is not growing back or why hair is standing out and things like that. Because without me or without any professional being able to see that spot and being able to work with you on that spot, it's kind of difficult to assess. Now, I know the person who sent this question, so we have literally tried everything. So this person's hair has been coming out consistently since they were probably about maybe 6 or 7. It's been coming out consistently, and they are in their 20s now. So it's been kind of doing this on and off. Before I was doing it because the hair wasn't being taken care of properly. Now we have literally done everything. We've cut it off to make sure we got those split ends taken care of. We tried biotin. We're eating better. We're drinking water. We're trying kiki oil. So those kind of things, when you have done literally everything that you can do to make sure that you are providing moisture and nourishment and taking care of your hair the right way, even tying it up with silk instead of satin or cotton. If you have tried literally everything that you can do, the only other option you have is to go see a dermatologist. The dermatologist will be able to tell you whether that hair follicle is still open and alive and able to still grow. If it is not, the dermatologist, basically it's nothing you can do, but the dermatologist can offer you other solutions outside of the things that you have tried, okay? My other question was, I have curly hair. Why does my hair always get knots in them? So this is actually a question I received, but it's kind of crazy because I go through the same thing. So I have my hair texture has changed, right? Every time I have gotten pregnant, my hair texture kind of gets a little bit tighter, my curl pattern. So lately what I've been experiencing is these nodules on individual hair strands. And so what happens with those, and that's why you get knots in the hair, is a few different reasons. Either your ends need to be trimmed and you're not trimming them properly. You are not moisturizing your hair properly. You're not detangling your hair properly. Or the products that you are using are not providing you enough moisture to make sure that that hair is not recoiling and kind of going into itself, which is how we get those knots. So you want to make sure that you are detangling your hair properly, starting from the ends and working your way to the scalp. Getting your ends trimmed, depending on the length of your hair. You want to go every 4 to 8 to 10 weeks, depending on what your stylist tells you. You also want to make sure that you have, if your hair is a lot more dry, that you have a moisturizing shampoo and conditioner. You do not want to use a protein shampoo and conditioner because that will dry your hair out more. So you want something more moisturizing. You also want to use products that are going to add more moisture, like a cream-based or a lotion-based product. Or an oil base. You don't want anything that's going to be real, like a spray that has isopropyl or alcohol in there. You don't want anything like that because that will dry your hair out more. And make sure that the products that you are using don't have a lot of those harmful alcohols in them, which we'll be doing a blog post on that soon about harmful and helpful alcohols, okay? So what are some good protective styles for the summer? Okay. So I know this is going back to like the 90s, or like late 90s, early 2000s, but I love on the scalp 2-strand twist and then taking them down. My favorite thing was to do the on the scalp 2-strand twist and leave like a couple of them in the front. And then when the hair starts kind of looking a little old, take those down and kind of looks like you got a fresh style. So 2-strand twist on the scalp, I like better than off the scalp 2-strand twist, but those are 2 options that you could do on the scalp or off the scalp. Braids, French braids with your natural hair. If you're using weave, make sure that they're not pulling that hair too tight. Rod sets or spiral curls, flexi rods. I freaking love straw sets. Even though people don't really wear straw sets anymore, I really love straw sets. And I like Dunkin' Donuts straws instead of the regular straws because they're a lot more thick. So those are some good summer hairstyles. Just a couple. If you have any more that you want to ask or add, let me know. I mean, if you have any more that you want to ask me or you want some more than what I provided, let me know. I'm trying to make sure that we don't go too late because I'm watching Beyonce tonight. Another good question I had was, why did my weave turn a color when I flat ironed it? Okay, so because I know this person that asked this question also, so what happens with when you have natural hair that is lightened, or you have the weave hair that has been lightened and it's real 100% hair? What happens is you need to make sure that your flat iron is not on a high temperature setting. When you have blonde hair, even if the hair is red, purple, or anything, if you have lightened that hair to a blonde color or a white or something like that, if it's weave or if it's your natural hair or if you've highlighted your hair, you cannot use the same temperature that you would. Blonde hair, even though you put another color on top of it, it is still blonde underneath. It will burn. You need to use a lower temperature setting when you are flat ironing blonde hair, okay? That is a rule no matter whose hair you're doing. Even if the person has naturally blonde hair, you need to make sure that temperature setting on that curling iron or that flat iron is lower than normal. So where you may have it kicked up to 400, you may need to turn it down to 300 or 350, okay? And then my last question I got was, what do I think about rice water? So I hear that that's a trend, that people are rinsing their hair with rice water or shampooing or however you do it. Okay. I say if it works for you, use it. But scientifically, it's probably not doing much to the hair except coating it. It may give you the appearance that your hair is easier to comb through, or that your hair is growing more, but it's really not the water that's making it grow more. It might be, the water might be acidic, which means that it is toning the hair down or bringing it back down to its normal pH, which is why you may feel like it's a little bit more shiny, or you may feel like your hair is easier to comb through, is because the water is the pH of the water. Okay. But technically it's not really making your hair grow. Water is not what makes your hair grow, and the water molecules themselves are really large compared to the molecules that sit on our hair. So it's kind of difficult to say that is what's making your hair grow. It hasn't been, I don't think, proven scientifically. If anybody wants to bring me some rice water, I'll test the pH of it, and we can see if that's maybe one of the reasons why it's helping your hair grow. So rice water itself, I mean, if you feel like it works for you, then use it. But really, it's not what's making your hair grow. So that's really how I feel about it. I say, if you don't knock it, if you like it, go for it. Okay, so now that we've gotten through the questions, I got some really, really, really great stuff. Okay, so first of all, I mentioned earlier that we had a new blog post on the hairhotline.com/blog. It is just a spoonful of sugar. Okay, so you can read about how just even a spoonful of sugar added to your shampoo or your conditioner can really help maximize cleansing your scalp. Okay, so that's that. Then we also have a giveaway, and we have new products added to the site. So because we have new products added to the site, I'm going to give some of the products away, and I'm going to give away a bottle of Kiki oil. I'm going to give away some of the soaps here. Some of the soaps that we now have on the website, these grandpa soaps that I really like. We're going to give some of these away. And then I'm also going to give away a silk bonnet. Okay, I'm going to give away actually 2 silk bonnets. I have 2 black silk bonnets that I'm going to give away. So please, please, please stay tuned for how you can get that. I will provide those details real soon, how you can get that. I don't know why I'm still holding up the 2. But I have 2 silk bonnets to give away, 2 1-ounce bottles of Kiki oil, 2 soaps to give away. And those are things that we're going to be adding to the website, and things that we already have added to the website. So those are my giveaways. Yes, thank you guys so much. I'm so excited to give these things away. And it's free. And when I mean free, I mean like for real, FREE. You don't have to pay anything, no shipping, no handling, no nothing. I'll give it to you for free. And I'll ship it to you for free if you are not in a state, okay? And then, so stay tuned, because next week, I was supposed to do this a couple weeks ago and I didn't do it, but next week we're going to be doing hair myths. So yes, free, FREEEEEE, free. Excuse me. So next week we're going to be tackling hair myths. So I have, throughout my years of being in the cosmetology industry, I have heard so many things that people say that are not true. So for example, that going to get your hair colored, that you should leave your hair dirty. No, that is not going to help your hair color better. It actually hinders the hair coloring process. Another thing is that I have heard people say, and they've even said to me, that co-washing only is good for your hair. Not true. And we'll talk about how that's not true next week also. So thank you all so much for joining. This will be up until about midnight, and then I will be posting about how you can win some free items. So thank you all so much for joining, and I'll see you all next week at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye-bye.